Well, nothing brings the feel of Christmas to a home more than some of these fresh greeneries in front of us, and blue and red.
We're going to show off our green thumbs today with our favorite NDSU Extension horticulturist, Esther McGinnis. Welcome back.
Thank you, Chris. Happy to be here today.
So I don't know where you want to start, but can we start with the blue one? I don't know if I've ever seen a blue one before.
We can. But this plant I actually brought to show you one that is dying. So, this is my cautionary tale. Now, in fact, you can buy poinsettias in all different colors. They are simply spray painted or airbrushed. So that's not natural, but I wanted to show you what not to do. But let's start with the one right in front of you, Chris.
You have to wait for, that one.
We'll get to that one later. Okay.
Smell that one that's in front of you.
So what is it, Chris?
It's a Christmas tree. I don't know.
No, it's not. It's actually a rosemary plant. So it's an herb. So this plant has been pruned and shaped to look like a Christmas tree, but it's oh so fragrant. And then as you're making your turkey and your stuffing for Christmas Day, cut a few sprigs off and pop that in the oven with your turkey.
That's useful.
It is. But I wanted to warn people, in a perfect world, you could keep this alive till spring and then put it into your herb garden. But I have to admit, it's not likely that you'll keep this alive more than a month or two. These plants were grown in a perfect environment in the greenhouse. They've got these really big root systems that are overgrown, in fact. So it'll be difficult to keep this one going. But you can try to keep it going for a month or two, make sure it's well watered. You may need to water this one every day or every 2 days.
Wow.
And then keep it in a high light situation.
Okay.
This is a Christmas tree, right?
I love that one.
So this one is called a living Christmas tree. Your viewers may know it as a Norfolk Pine. So this is a really common house plant. That was right on the tip of my tongue, too.
Chris was about to say it, but he let you do it.
Yeah, exactly.
So this comes from the Norfolk Island, which is near New Zealand in the South Pacific. So it's not a true pine. This is a tropical.
Looks kind of oily on the pines. What's up with that?
Well, I think it's got a little bit of glitter on it, but it does have a natural coating on it to protect it from drying out. And this is one of those plants that if you went to Hawaii, you would see it growing and be 150, 200 feet tall.
Wow.
So really a majestic tree, but you can keep this in your house and it's probably going to max out at about 6 feet.
I think we should go to Hawaii and look at this tree.
I agree.
Field trip.
There you go. And what do we have here?
What we have here is a European cypress. So these are all great to add that greenery, sense of nature to your house, you know, during this time of year where it's really brown and gray. You know, put a couple of these on your dining room table at either end. But I wanted to tell your readers about the instructions.
Right.
So they come with instructions. Normally I would tell you follow the instructions. Here I'm going to tell you to ignore them.
Oh.
Such a rebel, Esther. I love that.
So the instructions would tell you to, you know, grow it indoors during the holiday season and then plant it outdoors in the spring. Now, that might work if you're living in Kansas, Missouri, Utah, and states to the south. This would grow as an ornamental tree that would get about 15 feet tall if you live in the south. If you live in Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, this would not survive the first winter.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
We're not.
We're going to go, oh, we have another one of these little...
Look at this one's got a little bird inside of it.
It does. Here we can show them the cardinal that's nestled in there. So this is one of those trendy new plants. It's called a Frosty Fern. So that's its marketing name. Now it is related to the ferns, so you would grow it like a fern. You'd want to keep this one moist, you know, water a couple times a week, and then make sure it's not getting direct sunlight. It could actually get sunburn.
Oh.
Nice.
So it bleach out the foliage. So keep this one back from the windowsill, you know, a couple of feet so that the direct rays are not hitting it.
Now let's talk about the dead guy.
So this is what not to do. So I bought this one, and I have to admit I wasn't looking at it too closely. when I purchased it, but I should have noticed that it seemed too heavy. So it had gotten overwatered at the store, and the problem is it has this decorative sleeve on it.
Right.
So if you can show the sleeve here, you need to take these sleeves off when you get home.
Okay.
So here we've got our healthy poinsettia. Take the sleeve off. That will preserve it. And then what you want to do is put it in a saucer so you can water it, and the water will drain. You just don't want that plant sitting in water. That will kill the root system. The roots will rot, and your plant will die.
That was a good move, Esther, how you blame the store. I like that. See, the store overwatered it. It had nothing to do with me.
But so if people did like the blue ones, it's okay to buy different colored spray painted ones. That's not what killed it. That's
correct. So that's a great point. So these airbrushed ones will survive, but just make sure you take the sleeve off of it, and it'll be fine. But they will survive if they are painted. The natural colors would be red, white, and pink. Anything else has been painted. I love the red ones, though. That screams Christmas to me. It does.
Anything else you got for us, Esther?
Well, don't be afraid to buy poinsettias. Everybody thinks they're deadly toxic, and really that's not the case. There's just very little bit of toxin in there. You'd have to eat hundreds and hundreds of leaves to get really, to die from poisoning.
Good to know.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, stick around. We'll be right back.